What's up guys, Ben here bringing you another video today. It is time to talk about launch tournaments. The game's been out for a couple of days and we are heading into the first full week of the game being out, and it's the time of the year where you see a lot of large launch tournaments firing up. And as you guys have probably expected, but I've talked about on stream here at the Flank, we're going to be running a couple of them. So the Flank Invitational is back. Let's talk about it. All right, so here we go. The Call of Duty Black Ops, the Flank Call of Duty Black Ops 6 100K Invitational. As you can guess, the prize pool for this tournament, no shocker, based on the title, $100,000, which we'll be splitting across 3 different tournaments. The first tournament, I'm recording this video on October 28th, Monday. The first tournament will be on Tuesday. We'll also be having a tournament on Thursday. And then being mindful of next week around Election Day, we're going to be splitting that tournament over the course of 2 days. But that is actually going to be our biggest tournament. It's going to be a 50K prize pool, with the other 2 being 25K. We have still players. I think we're going to, at least for the first 2 tournaments, pay out top 3. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do for the last one. As you see, there's 100K on offer for the players participating. And as you can expect with the tournaments we've done in the past, the whole goal is to feature the best and best Call of Duty multiplayer talent. They are going to be split into duos for the first 2 tournaments. We're going to have 12 teams. We'll get to what happens to the 12th team in a second. And then on stream, we're going to, the day before, we're going to spin the wheel and assign the duos. I will say off the bat, no respin cheese this year, unless Tommy 180s that position, because we've talked about this for weeks now. No respin cheese this year. I know it was a big mess last year with scrapping them. We're not doing respin cheese this year, and if you get drawn into a team for the first tournament, you cannot play with that duo again for the second tournament. So I want to try and keep teams shuffled and fresh and exciting. All right, so this is the player pool for the first event. Also of note, is going to be a hardpoint S&D tournament, at least for the first 2, because I don't think any of the players that play Control, I talked to them in a DM group over the weekend. It didn't seem like Control's been played a lot, so we're gonna do hardpoint S&D, and we actually have a pretty sizable map pool at the moment for both modes. But here are the duos on offer. I'm gonna go team by team. First off, you're going to notice that Team Falcons is not listed here for this first tournament. I talked to the boys at Falcons. Unfortunately, they are not in the country just yet, kind of finalizing a few things, so they will not be participating in this first tournament. So we are bringing in the boys in FC Black. They're going to stick together and be one squad, and they are going to be our 12th team for the tournament in our current kind of planning and thinking at the moment. So we have 11 other CDL squads, and I'll start at the top with the boys from the Minnesota Rocker. Paul X and Gio will be your AR duo, with Nero and Estrel as the subs. Now, I know, listen guys, right now I think the game's probably 3 or 4 ARs at the moment, so obviously pending kind of meta changes. It really isn't like SMG, 2 ARs, 2 SMGs right now. People kind of figuring out the game, but we split it into duos because that's kind of the rules we got to do in order to stick by what we get from Activision. So just keep that in mind. But you were splitting everybody up into duos, so you see what we get from Minnesota Rocker. Obviously, the exciting a new Vancouver team, a Nasty Nabuza AR duo, and 04 and Charlie Hixie as the subs. Then we headed over to the Boston Breach. We got Big Wake and Killer Cam as the ARs, and Snoop and Purge as your subs. LA Thieves, the boys really want to, I think y'all really want to see this squad style out. A couple of these guys play really well at the tournament last year. We got Dan Gosi and Scrap AR, Hydra, and Envoy sub duo. Next up, the boys and Miami Heretics. I know some of them probably pretty upset with how Real Madrid played this weekend. I actually don't know if they're all Madrid fans or some of them are Barca fans. Either way, Real Madrid. Tough scenes this weekend. We got Rencourt and Lucky on the ARs, Real and Vickle on the SMGs. Then heading on over just north of Miami to Carolina. Actually, it's not just north. There's quite a few states in between, but whatever. Slasher and Gwyn from Carolina will be your AR combo, and TJ and Vivid as the subs. Although there's one weird thing with this team is realistically, I think TJ and Gwyn kind of flex by committee long term, but I think this is kind of how we wanted to split it. Obviously, if they want to do different duos, we'll figure that out. That's what we have right now. We head on over to Cloud9. Attach and Sib AR duo, Mac and Kremp sub duo. I really like this Cloud9 squad. We talked a lot about them in the coming weeks. Same with this new look Toronto lineup. Insight and Benjamin Beans AR, and Kleenex and Joe Deceive sub duo. I really like the Toronto squad this year. Obviously, we got the boys on Atlanta FaZe playing in this one. No change from their squad last year. Celium, Draza, Simp, and Abizi. And it's the same thing for Optic, Texas as well. Dashi and Ken, Prent, and Shotzi. Neither of those teams really making any changes. And then our last but not least team, the team over at Gentlemate, Skies and Priesta are your ARs, and Kismet and Linz is your sub duo. So to remind you guys of the rules on how we do this, we'll spin the wheel going down the list. If you cannot be drawn with the duo of your teammates. So like Celium and Draza and Sympathies are not going to be a team in this tournament. They will be paired with a different set of duos. And as a reminder, because we have 3 tournaments, and in particular at the moment, we're thinking about the first 2 being this duos format and then the last one potentially being a draft. The teammates you get in the first tournament, you cannot play with the second tournament. We want to keep teams kind of spiced and different. So that is how we are doing it. So make sure you tune into the streams later. I know we're running an episode of the Flank. We're going to be drawing the teams live prior to the Flank on stream while we wait for Patrick Price to hop on, because as you know, he's always wait to the Flank. So make sure you check that out probably pretty promptly at 9 p.m. East Coast time. The tournament will kick off at 3 p.m. East Coast on October 29th and November 1st. And keep in mind for the 5th 6th, we are going to start a little bit earlier on November 5th. We're being mindful of people that want to need to vote or want to make sure they vote at the end of the day. So we're all going to split that tournament over the course of 2 days to accommodate Election Day in the United States. So yeah, I'm super excited for these tournaments. There are going to be a lot of other launch tournaments I've heard of. I think your usual suspects are going to be running a lot of different concepts. You see some really cool like Pro-Am formats. And in particular for me, there is 1 and 2 tournaments that someone, I don't want to say their name, is going to be running that I'm really excited for. And I'll definitely be making a couple of videos once it's get announced, because I think those are going to be outside of our tournament, selfishly. I think those ones will be pretty interesting. So make sure you tune in. Give me a lot of Call of Duty content over the next 2 to 3 weeks, as people are starting to play the game. Get these launch tournaments leading up to season 1. And as always with these tournaments, we get a lot of support from the folks at Activision. So Stephanie, Shanice, Robert, Spencer from the CDL team, everyone that helps kind of support the activity here, the people at FaZe like Eric and Zach and Gersh that help out as well with kind of off around this tournament. We always appreciate you guys' help. We really like running these launch tournaments. We get a lot of nice funding to get back to the community on this. We know there's a lot of great clips and content, so we appreciate everybody that pitches in. We're really excited to run this year 3 tournaments starting on Tuesday. So look, I expect W's in the comments. If you guys have any feedback on those tournaments, things you want to see differently for future years, let us know. We have 2 more tournaments after the one tomorrow. So like, if you have some immediate feedback, let us know. I think like, as always with these tournaments, like map pool and rules will kind of be an evolving process because we don't have a set CDL rule set just yet. People getting a handle on like what GAs are going to start to be. So that kind of stuff's a little bit more murky, but I'm really excited for these tournaments. Like you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And as always, guys, we'll see you on the next one.